why you need to know SOA. So what is SOA basically? So just a minute. So first to start with, SOA, it's not a technology, it's an integration approach. And SOA, what we do is we create all our integration using, you can have any technology to achieve SOA. Basically, it's an approach to build your services while doing your integration. So it's not a technology, it's an approach. So I'll give an example. It's the best thing. So let's say you have two softwares. One is a provider software and the other is a consumer software. Let's say you want to call the provider software. You want to send a service request to the provider software, and in turn, provider software will send the service response. For achieving this kind of integration, you need to build a service. So once I say service, what do you mean by service? By definition, service is nothing but a unique piece of work, function, which doesn't depend on the state of the services. That means when you create a service, it should be flexible enough to adopt the changes with your changes, and it should be shouldn't depend on the other services. And you create a service, it should be of an abstraction. Let's say I can give an example. Let's think of the Google service. So if you log into the Google service, and if you search, basically you will provide an input. Let's say any keyword you will provide, and it will provide respective output of your search. So what's happening? You don't want to say like what's happening in the background, what's the implementation details. You only want what request to be sent and what response you will be getting out of the service. So what we are making is making the Google service as an abstraction, so that you only need to know what would be the input and what would be the expected output. So in SOA, what we'll do is we'll create the services of an abstraction, and we'll create the service which are flexible enough to make this to wrap the changes available while changing in the business. So so why you want to go for SOA? Why SOA? You have many approaches, right? So what happened is as a change in the technology and as a change in the business requirements, there will be changes in your code, and IT has a tremendous pressure to adapt to those changes, and it should adapt those changes with the minimum amount of time. And so previously for SOA, what they used to do is they used to follow a point-to-point approach. Let's say for a business, have a business about to start my IT needs. I bought multiple softwares. Let's say for UI, I bought portals. For maintaining my customer relationship management, I bought CRM software. I bought ERP for my order management. I have multiple software to run my business, and in order to integrate these systems, before SOA, they used to follow a point-to-point approach, which is depending upon the requirement. Let's say I want to integrate CRM to legacy mainframes. They used to integrate depending on these requirement, like what request need to be sent and what response it expects. They used to integrate the systems directly, and let's say the other requirement would be I need to integrate the CRM system with the custom J2E application. To integrate and if you see all the integrations, while doing the integration, you'll while coming on years, if years goes on as the software increases, there would be integration touch points would be more, and it would be difficult to maintain these systems. Let's say I have a change in the CRM system, which internally depend upon ERP, custom J2 and legacy applications. So any small change in the CRM system, which in turn depend on the other three systems, would be rather a big change, and to capture those changes and capture those dependencies, it's a tedious process, and the change would take rather much more time, more than 6 to 8 months for SOA. So what business has done, what IT people has done is, all the IT giants, what they've done, they came together and to eradicate these kind of issues, they provided a solution. All the business giants provided solution. The solution for these kind of scenarios is like SOA. So what is SOA is, what we do is to eradicate these kind of issues. Let's say another example wherein you have multiple banks, you want to integrate these banks. So what SOA does is it provides a single point of single view and single point to do your integration. Any requirement, you need to expose all your softwares as a service, and any new changes happening within your service. Let's say I want to add another multiple banks, want to provide a service. So what SOA does is it will provide a single point approach, a single way to do your integrations. So basically what we are doing is we are exposing all my software. In simple terms, we are exposing all the software as a service, so that it is doesn't depend on the other state. In other terms, in SOA, what we call is loosely coupled. So that any changes happening within your service, within the integration, it can be achieved very easily, and it can be within split of seconds, within months we can achieve the requirement. So the aim of SOA is to expose my services as a web service to achieve my the SOA application. So and also the other benefit is, let's say you have an application where you have already integrated an application to one host, and let's say the host has changed his location, and so using SOA we can easily disable the host, and we can easily add the other host, and it can be achieved. We can just route the host, and we can disable the host 1, and we can route the information from host 1 to host 2. And what it does is it provides the flexibility to adapt these changes in less than 1 month, like that. And this is another example. As I said, like SOA, it's not a proprietary. It's you have many other giants who follow SOA architecture. You have IBM SOA, you have SAP SOA, and you also have the Oracle SOA. So Oracle SOA is differentiate. It's a difference between the other SOA architecture what we have in the industry. So to make loosely coupled applications, you have many challenges. Integration, you have many requirements, and depending upon the requirement, you need to build loosely coupled applications. So, basically, SOA has, depending upon the requirement, do the integration. So, let's say I have application A and application B. You want to expose these applications. One of the approach is any software can be exposed as a web service. And SOA, what it has is any application can expose as a web service. Using SOA, you can directly integrate, and you can achieve the requirement between two applications. The other scenario would be, let's say you have application, let's say you have a database, and basically this database doesn't convert a service, web service. So to eradicate those scenarios in SOA, we have adapters. So what adapters does is basically SOA, what it understands is only a web service, an XML. So adapters in turn will change your legacy systems, your database, and convert, using adapters we can convert your flat data into an XML format and send it across to this application where it can transfer that data to the other systems. For handling legacy systems or handling database integrations, we'll use adapters. And SOA also has mediators. Basically, there will be a scenario where you want to just, you have a system, you want to route to the B system. And there won't be any logic in this. In SOA, what we have is, we have mediators which can directly connect the A system and route the data to B system. And using mediators, we can achieve these kind of scenarios. So there won't be any logic, just simple transferring data from one system to other systems. And there is SOA, what you have is business rules engine. So let's say, as I said, like changing in your business requirement, business rules, you need to also change your service should be also flexible enough to do the changes within minimum amount of time. And to achieve this requirement, we have an application, we have an engine in Oracle SOA which is called business rules. What we'll do is all your business requirement, all the business logic will build in business rules engine, and any changes happening within your rules. Let's say, can give an example. Let's say you have a customer, and let's say he has basically the service is that a customer can only order 1,500 items, and you have a requirement, and you have applied in your process saying that only the items which are less than 1,500 can be going through the further process. Let's say you have a customer who has ordered 2,000 items, and so what a business does is, without any deployment, what we can do is we can change the 1,500 into 2,000 in your business engine. Directly there is a URL wherein you directly change the 2,000 items and make it as 1,500. From 1,500 we can make it as 2,000 within split of seconds. Without any deployment, we can achieve this using business rules. And for doing any orchestration, as I said, for doing let's say you want to add some rules and add some logic into your application. So we have BPL, Business Process Execution Language, where all your rules and all your logic would be implemented within your integration, and any logic which goes through, it will go through the system, and we can hold. If it doesn't pass, we can send it to other systems. So all your business rules, business logic, can be integrated in the BPL process. And in SOA we also have a human workflows, wherein as a previous example, let's say you have 2000, you have a process where you can only process the orders which are less than 2000. Let's say I have a elite customer who was able to order 2,100 items, and within your business rules, it says only 2,000 items can be ordered. And basically what will happen is, once the business rules fail, it will hold the process and it cannot go through the process. So in Oracle SOA, we have an application called, an engine called Human Workflows, wherein you can go for approvals. Any business rules which got rejected, we can add human workflows, so that in between, if you want to interact with, if you want to stop and if you want to go for approvals, depending upon the customer you want to process the order on, or you want to reject the order, we have human workflows engine, wherein even though the business rules fails, we can process the orders. Basically what we'll do is, after the business rule, will have a human workflows engine, so that he can directly interact with the customer, and if he agrees, we can process the orders. So what we are doing is halting the process and later continuing the process depending upon the customer response. So we have human workflows in SOA. And so the other important thing is, basically any service you build, it should be secured. And what we have is, you have out-of-box security feature in Oracle SOA, wherein you can secure your service. Any integration, what you do, you build a service, you can secure the service using OWSM in Oracle SOA. Not license. Once you install Oracle SOA, it's a add-on to your SOA, so that directly you can add your policies, you add your security. You need to attach those security into your service, so that it is not exposed to other virus or other things. So this is a service infrastructure. What we have, you have within SOA, you have a mediator where any direct transformation routing can be achieved. You have business rules wherein you can dynamically change your rules depending upon the requirement without any deployment of your services. And you have BPL, where you can orchestrate and you can organize your flow. And you have human tasks, wherein midterm you can stop the process in midterm, if the process got rejected with any of the rules, and you can reprocess the order depending upon the approvals. And you have you can the other main feature is if the customer want to generate any reports within your process, you have business active monitoring, which is BAM, where you can dynamically generate the reports and you can display to the clients, and this is one of the feature of SOA. And other thing, as I said, it has a out-box security feature. It's called OWSM. Where after creating your service, you can just add your security so that it doesn't expose in the web. And this tells about the mediator. So any questions? Well, I will go further. Any questions you have? Let's say, basically what we do is we expose our service. We'll build the service and we expose our service as a web service so that the application would use that service. So what would happen is we are exposing our service as a web service. So in turn, what it does is anyone can reach that service and anyone can call the other service. So it's a it's the service. Currently, when we create the service, it doesn't have any security, and it is very insecure, and it is very what I can say. It can be hacked by anyone. So what we do is Oracle internally will have the security policies. We can depending upon the customers, we have multiple policies, user authentication policy, and you have a message payload policy, or we can also add the HTTPS policy inside my service. Basically what I will do is once I create a service, I'll attach the policies depending upon those two integrations. Yes, correct. Yes, you're right. In order to eradicate the access or so that because a service is built depending upon two integration touch points. So what do is as we're exposing our services as a web service, we don't want other systems to actually call that service. So what we'll do is we'll add on the security policies to that service so that a service can be only used by service A and not service C or service D, and it should only be accessible to service A. So, okay. So any questions you have, anyone? Yes, currently the session is, the demo is much so what we have is the main features of Oracle SOA. If you use, you have the adapters, as I said, the mediators, the business rules, and the human workflows. This makes Oracle SOA as a leader of integration, and you have other SOA architectures where you don't have the business rules and the human workflows, wherein you can midterm stop the process, and or there is a scenario where dynamically you want to change the rules of your business, the logic. That feature doesn't have in the other SOA softwares. So this makes SOA unique. Sorry, I have a question, just a moment. So someone is asking about the SOA governance. Okay, so what will happen is while you do your integration, especially in so you need to make you need to build a service as a loosely coupled so that all your changes would be happening basically when we create a service, it should be independent on the other service, and it should be flexible enough to make the changes with the other service. Any changes in the requirement, it should be flexible enough to do your changes. So in order to achieve the loosely coupled concept, what we have in SOA, we have a set of rules, and following that rules, we can achieve the SOA governance, what you're asking. So basically SOA governance is you have a set of rules. Applying those rules, you need to create a service to build your SOA service, and that is what simple term SOA governance is. And another question. So the question is from Sriram. Basically, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, I'm working as an Oracle application DBA right now.
Okay.
So actually, I'm planning to working on the fusion middleware stuff.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I heard that in the fusion middleware it consists of SOA, WebLogic, and OID as well.
Yes.
So up to what extent you can recommend SOA for fusion middleware plan?
No, Oracle. The current codes what we have is it's of integration